All right, y'all, back to work. Boy, fantastic day today. Hope you guys made some money out there. Got one more day left to make some more money on Friday morning. And charts look pretty darn good tonight. Get some beautiful ranges on the tick charts. You know me, I love ranges. When you combine that, though, with kind of a hidden clue right now on the hourly time frame, it looks like breakout pullback. So where the money is made on Friday morning, I want to cover the entire roadmap in tonight's video, entries, exits. We'll cover some variations in case things get wild on Friday morning. We're going to cover the entire thing in tonight's video. So charts are ready. Enough of the intro. As always, thanks for tuning in and watching these videos. Let's go make some more moolah on what should be a fun Friday trading session. S&P SPY ready to go tonight. Nasdaq triple Qs are always ready, aren't they? I've got 4 clues on these charts telling us where the money is made tomorrow. The first 2 clues are right here on the hourly time frame. Clue number 1, we're definitely overall bullish on the S&P SPY, overall bullish, Nasdaq triple Qs. So one big clue is I like to use these higher time frames, the hourly chart, as an overall directional filter. It's very obvious right now. One clue, we're definitely bullish overall. But the second clue is a bit of a hidden clue right here. Look at that range on the S&P, that range on the Nasdaq. Now remind me, what do ranges do? They love to rotate the amount below the range, the amount above the range. And right now, the buyers are rotating off that low. It seems like that 63.51 half level is where the buyers are trying to punch their ticket here sometime tomorrow. Look at that Nasdaq over here. Nasdaq, the amount below that range, the amount above the range. We're rotating off the low of that range right now. So quite a bit of bullish clues right now. We're bullish overall. That's one clue. But it looks like these markets have a little more room to go here to complete that range rotation. That's 2 out of 4 clues for tomorrow. Now, there's no major news on our schedule for tomorrow, so we'll jump right in to our tick charts. We'll continue watching out for headlines regarding trade deal updates. We know that's a big theme right now in these markets. But let's drill down to our tick charts, though, because the hourly chart is great for the bigger picture stuff. But we time entries here on the tick charts. And by the way, guys, all the time frames, upper left-hand corner, that's a 7,000 tick chart. And in case you're watching for the first time right now, welcome to the channel. That is the only indicator we need to find consistent winning trades each week. That is the 21 EMA. I mentioned earlier there are 4 total clues. We got 2 more clues here right now on these tick charts. One big clue here is that strong run here this afternoon. Why is it important? Because anytime we see a strong move in one direction, we expect to pull back and a retest, right? Anytime we see a strong move in one direction, a pullback and a retest. Buyers have a lot of momentum with that strong move going higher. But I mentioned earlier, a lot of ranges on the charts right now. Look at that range back below us. Anytime we break out of a range, well, we know 2 things really. We know one is breakout pullbacks, right? Breakout pullbacks are very common after a range breakout. We also know too, the size of the breakout leg is a measuring leg, and that puts us up around that 44, at least for right now. Our eyes are on that measured move going higher here. So put all these clues together. I would love to buy a breakout pullback for tomorrow, but I've also got some variations of this I want to dive into as we go deeper here into this video. You know, for example, I love the idea of that breakout pullback. Get down into the top of that trading range. I love the idea of a bear trap down here, right? Get those bears committing. Try once, try twice. Remember, always a higher high. Why a higher high? Because then I know where their stops are. Then I know where their pain is. We're overall bullish on the hourly time frame. So my job tomorrow is to buy bear traps on these pullbacks. These are 2 try bear traps, 1 try, 2 try. Buy right into those stop losses. And remember, strong run up. We want to go back to retest the high. So as we start seeing these bears squeeze, we want to add to our winner. And remember, we add to our winner looking for shallow pullbacks, higher high in price. Once we get that shallow pullback that barely misses that moving average and that higher high in price, that allows us now to add to our winner. In our trade room, we call this a bear trap and an add-on. So one of my favorite trades for tomorrow is that breakout pullback. Now, let's talk about some variations of this because, for example, I'm watching this prior week close down here. We're sitting right at those all-time highs right now. And although I do think we got more space to go, we've spent a lot of time around that prior week close this week. And we don't have any real catalysts right now. There's no major news tomorrow. We may not get any real trade updates tomorrow as well. So I would not complain at all if we saw a big rug pull down around that prior week close. Now, rug pulls, there's two ways I want to trade them. I would love a nice deep pullback here. Same thing, right? Bears once, bears twice. Remember, we're overall bullish. My job is to trap sellers selling short on these deep pullbacks. One try, two try. Think about this. If you get caught chasing that and you get stopped out, you buy your way out of that short position. There's that bear trap. And remember, if it rug pulls, watch for those add-ons. Shallow pullback, higher high in price. Man, oh man, that would be a fantastic trade for us tomorrow morning. Bear trap, add on, and you know where it wants to go. It wants to go all the way back up, leave that runner back up to retest all-time highs. One thing I want to mention too is oftentimes on these rug pulls, we don't get that bear trap down there. Sometimes what happens is it'll run lower and there's so many buyers down here, it just whoop and runs right back up again. If it V bottoms off that low, it almost always begins to grind going higher. That grinder is the giveaway because now what I can do is I can mark a trend line off those highs. I can find a channel off that low. Now remember, if it bounces up hard off of that low, we talked about this a lot in the video last night. What's my goal? Buy under prior swings. So promise me that if it really bounces hard, if we're lucky enough to get that rug pull, but we're not lucky enough to get that bear trap down, if it bounces hard, my goal will be under prior swings, first test off the low of that channel. I'll tell you, there's not many guaranteed winners in trading, but that is almost a guaranteed winner. If it pops up and begins to grind going higher, the grinder is the giveaway. And remember too, one final variation too, every once in a while, we get that rug pull, we get that bears once, bears twice, right? We get that bear trap down here, but oftentimes that strong move is so strong, it'll roll over, it'll retest that low. Remember, retest trades, do it again. Anybody who sells up here, they're taking their profit, they're buyers down here. This is a horrible spot to be a seller, right? So it's a great place for a bear trap. Do it again. Now, we love these retest trades. Bears once, bears twice. Do not get fooled by another leg lower. We're so high up right now on the hourly time frame. Any deep pullback you watch will get bought up with everything these buyers can throw at it. That retest trade, bear trap into add-on. Love the idea of that rug pull. Now, I want to talk about if we go higher here. Because again, we may have a lot more space to run up here. I got a couple trades we'll talk about going higher. Before we do that though, let's slow down for 2 seconds because I know most of you guys and gals watching right now, you guys know these patterns already. You're making money with these already. But if you're watching for the first time right now, this might be a brand new strategy, a brand new language I'm speaking right now. Don't you worry though. I teach this entire roadmap, the entire game plan in my free trading classes. In fact, I have a ton of examples of all of the entry techniques to talk about. I cover so much more of this in my free video course. Guys, the bottom line, the markets are way too good right now not to be banking consistent profits. So what I'll do is I'll put a link up top here for you, upper right-hand corner, hit that link that popped up there. Take that free trading course because the strategy I teach in that short video series will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room that literally tells us exactly where to find the winning trades each day. You'll laugh when you see how simple that technique is. More importantly though, guys, we make our money by timing good entries. So I'm going to teach you all my 4 favorite entry setups so you can time better entries, get your confidence back, get your P&L back in the green again. Guys, bottom line, if you're missing the best entries each day, if you've lost your confidence in your current setups, hit that link that popped up there, pause the video, hit that link up there, watch that free course, You're going to love all the trade examples I include in that short video series. The best part is it's completely free for you. Keep in mind too, folks, I'll put all the important links down below the video, the description of the video. Hit that link below, take that free course. Most folks start making money all on their own, all from that free video series. You're gonna love it. I have a ton of trade examples of traps and add-ons in there. Everyone loves that free video course. Also, too, don't forget too, guys, I post a ton of updates during the day on my Twitter, my X feed, charts, videos, mindset stuff, in between these YouTube videos. If you're on Twitter or the X platform, give me a follow, please. All the links you'll need to learn more, hopefully earn a lot more, get your confidence back again, are below the video tonight, description of the video. All right, so now you know where to go in case you're watching here for the first time, because I do look at things a bit differently here on these YouTube videos. So where we leave off here right now, oh yes, I want to talk about going higher here. Right? What do we do if we end up going higher here overnight? We talked about the breakout pullback. That's an easy one. The breakout pullback's an easy one. I love the rug pull around that prior week close and 3 different variations, the V bottom, the retest. That can be tricky, but now you guys have a roadmap for it. Also too, you saw earlier, right? I had this channel drawn up off of this low right there. That channel is very attractive. But what's the problem though? The problem is I'm buying relatively high. I know we have the strong move up, but look at this, all-time highs right there. I like the idea of being a buyer right here, but I have to be a little bit careful, let's say. So if we go higher here overnight, if we start grinding higher again, because we've got that big pendulum swing up overhead, and again, we might get some updates regarding trade, tariffs, so we may keep going higher here overnight. If we go higher overnight, what's the problem? The problem is I don't want to buy too high. I want to buy nice and low. So, and we teach this in a lot more detail in that free video course, if we start to pump up going higher overnight, look for this simple pattern. It's that same add-on pattern I mentioned earlier. Look for separation. Remember, separation means strength. If I see separation off that moving average, what does that tell me? It tells me these buyers are hungry for more. So separation, higher high in price, I want to get right below that low. If this market starts to grind up overnight, starts grinding higher towards that pendulum swing I said earlier on the hourly time frame, this is the entry tactic I'll be using. Higher high, shallow pullback. Now, once we get up top here, now we want to start buying the dips. There are 2 things I want to see here as we go higher. Imagine now we get that nice strong pop going higher. We separate off that moving average. We get in below that low. Now, up here, I want to start trying to buy as low as I can, right? And to do that, my eyes are now on swings, swings, swings. Think about 2-legged pullbacks in this situation. If we keep going higher here, we're way high up. And whenever I think we're way high up like this, I start thinking about really 2 types of scenarios. The first one's easy. It's a 2-legged pullback. 2-legged pullbacks are very simple. Think about a measured move. And whenever I am way high up like this, I want to combine, ideally, a 2-legged pullback with a prior swing. Okay? This is where there'll be a lot of bears who confuse this with a reversal. Remember, use the hourly time frame as your directional filter, right? Filter your trades based on that direction. Right now, it's bullish, right? So if we get that 2-legged pullback, again, think about a measured move. And by the way, guys, my favorite 2-legged pullbacks go a bit more than a measured move. So this thing really overextends. Do not lose sight of the overall direction. If it really overextends, it's a breakout pullback, right? Off that trading range, which would not be a problem tomorrow at all. The bottom line though is, if we keep going higher overnight, I'm looking for those shallow pullback, separation trap getting in here. Then 2-legged pullback, same thing now. Trap those bears in, bears once, higher high, bears twice. Always a higher high, because why? I want their stops. I need their stops to squeeze. Remember, if you're caught short, you buy your way out when you get stopped out. So bear trap And as always, I'm telling you right now, once you learn to add to your winners, we don't get this every time, but I'll tell you, once you start adding to your winners, it will completely transform your trade account, your confidence, and the rest of your career here. So it's a bear trap, it's an add-on. The goal will be to go back up and retest that high. I love that sequence right there. That's a money sequence right there. Screenshot that. Put that by your bedside at night because that is the money sequence right there. I would also too be aware too, we may wind up chopping up, running up into a trading range up here. Remember, ranges are the easiest types of markets to trade. Now, it could be here, it could be here, anywhere tomorrow. If we see a range up here, anywhere tomorrow, what do ranges do? They love to rotate. They rotate down, up, down, up. They rotate with symmetry, the amount below, the amount above, right? We use triangles, expanding triangles to trade that rotation. A lot of examples of these inside the free video course. So 2 scenarios I'm watching for tomorrow. If we chop around going sideways, one is an easy one. Get below the range, use that 21 EMA, get that bear trap, 1 try, 2 try, and remember, what makes ranges so lucrative is that we're not just going back to retest the high now. Now the amount below the range, the amount above the range, right? Now you can see why we love ranges so much. The range is a magnet. It wants to rotate going higher. And of course, as always, right? It's the bear trap, it's the add-on, it's the same entry techniques over and over again, almost like a chef uses the same raw ingredients in different ways. As traders, we use the same entry tactics, but different ways based on ranges or two-legged pullbacks or breakout pullbacks. Does that make sense, right? Okay, so now that's the final target going up overhead. One last thing, then we'll talk Nasdaq, because Nasdaq's a bit different than the S&P right now. Similar, but a bit different. One last variation of this. Remember, that knife cuts both ways. So if we go into a range up here, and again, I'm simply illustrating right now, it might be down here, right? It might be that range right there. I don't know, right? All I know is we're bullish into a range in this example, okay? Be very careful. If it runs up, remember, we're way high up right now. If it really pumps up, we can buy a breakout pullback off that high. But in most cases, though, we're way high up like this. It runs up, it'll bull trap off that high. And this is where people make a lot of mistakes. I've been coaching traders for almost 20 years now. A lot of people fall for this trap because what happens is it feels very, very bearish as it rotates off that low. And that voice in your head starts saying, are you sure about this? It feels really strong here. It's not a reversal. Remember, we're overall bullish still on the hourly. It will take a much bigger pullback than this to change this overall trend to a bear trend. Plus, it's not a reversal, it's a rotation. It's a range rotation. So once that moving average comes over and all the rookies right now are going, oh, see, this time it's different. It's probably not different, right? Bear trap, 1, 2, and back up. We go from there. This fools a lot of people because it feels like the market will never stop dropping. But I'm telling you right now, when it rotates like that, learn to measure those rotations and learn to deep breath, right? Deep breath, trap those bears in and squeeze those stops. Once you learn that setup, you'll be like me. You'll wish every day was a range-bound day. Okay, I've covered a lot so far on this S&P, but again, there's a lot of potential trades here for tomorrow. We'll see which one we get tomorrow morning, the trade room. Now, how about some Nasdaq? Nasdaq is similar, but it's a little bit different here. Let's go to the Nasdaq here right now. Again, I said earlier, bullish up into a trading range. It looks to me like we're rotating off the low of that range and trying to go back up roughly about that all-time high around that 23.1112. I want to dive into the tick charts here. Before I do that though, if you're having fun watching this video tonight, if you enjoyed tonight's video, please help me grow this channel. Hit that like button for me. Make sure you subscribe. Share this video with other trading buddies. I'm sure everyone wants to learn these winning techniques. Guys, bottom line, I know we're all busy people these days. I appreciate you all tuning in, watching my videos every night. Thank you all for the support, all the love I get in the comments, the likes, subscribes, all the ongoing support. And I promise I'm done begging for likes. This is YouTube. I got to do that stuff on YouTube videos, right? Anyways, all kidding aside now, let's now dive into the tick charts here right now. The tick charts are really, well, they're kind of messy right now, but there's a lot of really important clues here on the Nasdaq tick charts. First big clue is strong moves back and forth right now. Like right over here, right? Strong move going higher. Now, what does a strong move higher say? It's a bullseye, right? It's kind of a psychological magnet right there at that all-time high, right? That 23,112. That strong move is still trying to retest. Keep that in mind. That strong move, also strong move down, that would want to retest for tomorrow as well. Those are very key levels. I'll bet our best entries and I'll bet our best exits will be around those two edges of this trading range. Outside of that, it's kind of a simple idea right now, right? It's a bullish range. We pop up into a trading range right now. So when it comes to a bullish range, there are really two ways to trade this. One is a breakout pullback off of that trading range. That's a pretty easy one. The other is a bear trap below the range, right? Bear trap and trade the rotation back up again. So there's a couple different variations of this because it won't be the same techniques we saw earlier on the S&P because this one's a little bit different. So for example, I love the idea. I love the idea. There's that prior week close down there. Remember, prior week close has been a very sticky place all week, right? All week this week. That prior week close has been a magnet here. So one of my favorite trades for tomorrow on the Nasdaq is take out that strong move. I would love to go back down around those lows, get that bear trap down here, trap those bears in twice. I like twice because now the stops get hit and squeeze higher. Again, bear trap, add on, same thing over and over again, right? Same stuff over and over again when it comes to ranges. And remember, we might get one of them, we might get both of them. The bottom line though is the amount below, the amount above, leave that runner for that rotation back and forth here. You'll also notice too, I've measured the amount above the range right now, the amount below the range right there. This is it's a relatively shallow pullback. Remind me earlier today, we talked about shallow pullbacks. Shallow pullbacks, it's a slight variation of this. All right, because now I'm buying somewhat high. I'm not buying as low as I want. We know that low down there is begging to get taken out. So on this one, on a shallow pullback, it's a very small adjustment, but this adjustment will keep you out of losses. It's bears once, it's bears twice, but now I want to be in underneath that prior swing. This is a kind of a simple idea, right? If I have a bull market and I see a deep pullback, I can take a small amount of risk for a much larger amount of reward. That's a very attractive trade. However, if all I get, this is very important, if all I get is a shallow pullback now, now if I use that same technique now, think about this. How's my risk reward now? Risk? That doesn't work. That trade is not attractive to professional traders. The big money traders are not going to take that trade. The self-fulfilling prophecy is not going to help you on that trade. So the workaround on this is to get in underneath that prior swing, because now tell me, what's my risk reward profile right now? Risk? See, that balances out that risk reward ratio now. That is a trade professionals, market makers will wait for. So shallow pullback, gonna buy as low as I possibly can. Not because I want to, because I need to get other traders excited about this. Only way to do that is with a good risk profile on that. So if we see a shallow pullback here, again, I love the idea of that rotation higher, but I have to be careful here right now. I've got to get in underneath those prior swings. That's kind of the key to buy. And again, as always, under swings, always great spots, pendulum swing, all the stuff we teach inside the free video course. Bears once, bears twice. Most important thing is shallow pullbacks right now, buy under prior swings. That's the most important rule to follow on a shallow pullback. And the rest of this is pretty easy, right? A lot of this is pretty easy here. Range, breakout, pull back, trap those bears in off that trading range. Now, on this one, what I would do is, because that high is right there, the real key to a breakout pullback in my eyes for tomorrow is separation, right? Separation. Like we saw right over there, right? It popped up, shallow pullback. shallow pullback. That separation, remember, separation says strength. Okay, separation, breakout pullback off of that trading range. So just we saw late yesterday, early overnight, I like that idea too. If we pop up and begin to separate off that moving average, I don't like the buy up here as much as I do on the S&P right now, but that separation, that's going to be a huge clue because now it'll tell us now the buyers are strong, and now that range back there, we can now use that range like today, right? That breakout pullback, pull back. And again, this is of course a 4,000 tick chart. We'll drill out a faster time frame tomorrow and trap the bears in once, twice. I love to run stops and squeeze those stops for that run higher. Number two, the breakout leg is the measuring leg, right? The breakout leg is the measuring leg. So once we know how big the breakout is, then we know where the low is right there. That will tell us now where that target is. The breakout leg is the measuring leg. If you want to make more money, start holding your winners longer. And one of the easiest ways to know where to put your final target on this, again, breakout leg, measuring leg, that simple technique right there will help you cash a lot more bigger paychecks. At that point, the matter is just staying patient and letting that trade work for you. And again, don't forget, right now we're seeing a lot of ranges right now. So don't be surprised if we pop up tomorrow, go sideways in a trading range. Now remember, if we have back-to-back ranges like this, the previous range is a breakout pullback. Ah, yes. And the new range, it wants to, you nailed it, it wants to rotate, right? Look what all comes together right there, right? We love, by the way, we call these stacked ranges, all right? If the trading gods are watching down on us tomorrow, it'll be stacked ranges for breakfast, lunch, dinner, happy hour. I'm kidding, obviously, but we love this whenever we see back-to-back ranges because, again, now the new range is the magnet. It wants to rotate. The previous range is the breakout pullback. It's just a matter of time now. Get that right. Get that pullback going lower. Trap those bears in. And of course, we mentioned this many times already today. So same thing over and over again, right? The amount below, the amount above. And again, if you want to make a lot more money, let a piece of that trade run. In the free video course, we talk about taking half off, get that stop up to point of entry, and you know now where that market wants to run based on the size, move below, move above. There you go. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous setup here for tomorrow. Stacked ranges. Because after all, guys, I don't have a crystal ball for tomorrow, but now we have a game plan. No matter what this market throws at us, the game plan's ready for tomorrow morning. Now, speaking of tomorrow morning, the place to be is my trade room, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Guys, I can't think of any better way to learn this stuff. Come out, start making money with us, learn and trade along every morning at the opening bell. As always, I'll put all the important links you need to learn the entire roadmap in the description of the video. You're going to love all those trade examples, so enjoy that. Then come join us, the trade room, and we'll do it together. In the meantime, guys, be well out there, be nice to each other tomorrow, and be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.